Welcome to the Potter Blog site, September 17, 2013. Mobilization of the National Disaster Medical System. That's what's indicated by a large series of FEMA requests and contracts released today and in recent days. We discussed this in detail on our website. We've also been covering this on Twitter. We get out faster information on Twitter. But here's the details, or here's one of the key things that's giving this away. And that is something as innocuous as clothing commodities. A request from FEMA for clothing commodities. Now let's look at this in just a little bit of detail, exactly what they're asking for here. Now notice this. Contractors must demonstrate capacity to deliver at least 50,000 items within 48 hours. Contractors with higher capacity may receive greater consideration. So what kind of clothing of that magnitude could FEMA need within 48 hours? Well, let's look at details, what they have in here. Doctor's scrubs, tops and pants, 90% adult, 10% child. Looks like they're going to order up to 100,000. They also want winter clothing, sweatpants and sweatshirts, medium weight, long sleeve. Very strange to need 100,000 scrubs and 100,000 sweatshirts and pants, 48 hours notice. Why? Well, let's go look back at the solicitations here, and we will show you why and what's going on here. And there's a whole host of these. In essence, what they're doing here is they are setting up 1,000 shelters, each shelter capable of holding 100 people. 1,000 times 100, 100,000. These are facilities for medical personnel. They're going to set up basically 1,000 shelters across the United States to treat medical conditions, and they are pre-prepping these with 100,000 doctor scrubs, 100,000 sweatpants. Now, if we look at the rest of these solicitations in support of these facilities, fuel and propane for these FEMA shelters, insulated food transporters. They're going to be serving hot food. Portable facilities, mobile showers and bathrooms. These are luxury facilities. This is a luxury camp they're setting up. 2,000 shower heads capability across the entire system is what they're looking to set up. Again, the hot food, beverage commodities, bottled water. Now, if we look at the list here, I think they're ordering, let's see exactly what we said. They're ordering 8,100,000 liters of bottled drinking water and 3 million liters of extended shelf life drinking water. They want 1,000 shelters, each holding 100 people, mobile showers, enough fuel, hot food delivery containers, sundries, protective equipment, hygiene equipment into supply, 6 million autoclavable cotton blankets and so forth. All must be available under surge tempo. Again, typically 48 hours notice. So let's again look at the rest of these. These are the food containers, beverage containers, bottled water. There's also an order here for tarps, may or may not be associated. The 6 million blankets, shelter support kits, bulk hygiene. They're talking shower caps, feminine products, all sorts of stuff. Miscellaneous supplies, and there's a lot more here, so let's see. Cleaning supplies for these shelters, protective gear order, and they're also prepping the transportation carriers to be able to deliver this on surge. At least that's their plan. This has a cluster mess written all over it. This is a logistical nightmare. If they're really going to activate this, they're going to have to activate this before public gets panicked about H7N9. Because if H7N9, if a pandemic that's dropping people like flies is going on, and they're planning to put this on 48 hours delivery notice with an ongoing pandemic, yeah, you can expect transportation to grind to a halt across the country. They have just set up their first NDMS capabilities, of course, where they did a trial run small-scale trial run where they brought in 10 people from 10 disaster medical assistance teams from 10 different states to attend the pilot fundamental course, sort of a dry run. There's a video out here available on YouTube. We'll have a link for that. But the overall assessment of this thing, and it's just a crazy amount of solicitations in support of this. If we look at this again in detail, here's some notable comments from the contractors. Let me show you exactly from the documents so you can see for yourself. Here's a contract. This is from one of the leading contractors for mobile showers and restrooms. Give you a quick comment. In short, I think the Armageddon scenario is too large to provide the Federal Emergency Management Agency with responsible parties. And here's an interesting thing here, a little giveaway, is they're asking, since it's so large, could my company just bid on the 20 camps in California, and the 5 in Oregon and the 5 in Washington. So they're trying to get just part of the deal here. But let's see what they say. It says, I have questions regarding the solicitation, specifically in reference to the scenario. I've been in the mobile facilities business for over 10 years, and I do not know of anyone, nor even a combination of the largest 3 companies in the country that could supply 2,000 plus shower heads, let alone the portable restrooms, accessible restrooms, etc. required for the scenario in a 48-hour period. My company has one of the largest fleets in the country of shower trailers. We have over 50 of them, but our total shower head count is roughly 800. And again, this says, I think this Armageddon scenario is too large. FEMA's response is, we understand it's too big for one group of people, but we'll get it out to a larger group of people. This is why this thing's got cluster mess written over it. It also shows that they're in panic that they would even just put this out for, that they don't understand this. Weird. Very weird. Now here's this is the bottled drinking water, the 8 million liters. An example of some of the supplies and the kits that they're going to supply these FEMA, we call them medical hotels with. Let's see what else we have here. Here they mention the number of shelters, 1,000 shelters. And here's an interesting one from the blanket supplier. This is for the people looking to build the 6 million autoclavable blankets. Said, would we be able to get a longer lead time for the initial order than 30 days for the remainder of the contract, as the blankets will be manufactured in Pakistan? It's hard to carry 100,000 pieces in inventory. We on a general basis stock no more than 25 to 35,000 pieces in inventory locally in Georgia. So what's FEMA's response to that? No. Something crazy is going on here. This is, as one of the contractors pointed out, this is like an Armageddon scenario. Now here on the Potter Blog site, we've put links to all these solicitations if you want to do the analysis yourself. But, the threat that's being prepared for appears to be coming out of the Pacific Rim. There's a contract out, and we discussed this in an earlier video, air freight cargo transportation with the Pacific. It's very unusual in such that it is a surge tempo contract, means multiple locations, multiple deliveries, and they're looking to deliver federal medical centers, portable federal medical system centers, and national surge stockpile quantities of medical supplies. We discussed that in detail in an earlier video. But if you look through this, and the contractor comments, these government solicitations of all the earmarks are being of a massive logistical incompetence cluster mess. Now, if you read through these, it appears that the threats coming out of the Pacific Rim, a likely scenario is the human spread of avian bird flu H7N9 out of China. A lot of Chinese people visit Hawaii, islands in the Pacific Rim. If there's an indication of a pandemic in China, that's getting out of hand. The higher wealth Chinese will take their vacations and flee. So it looks like they're looking at a human-to-human spread of H7N9 bird flu. Now that said, we think it's less likely, but we can't rule out that this is a Fukushima preparation because, and here's the reason why we think it's less likely. It's because nuclear threats are invisible and usually deniable. Now here's the most important key thing about this mobilization. Any such mobilization must be less panic-inducing than the threat which it seeks to quell. That screams pandemic to us. And for that reason, CDC's got this nice little flyer out now. They're asking people to promote it on Twitter and other places. Keep calm and be prepared.